Metaphors can help you understand life and then how to do work in life. Now, I've introduced in past lessons two different metaphors, the breathing metaphor and the climbing metaphor. The breathing metaphor gives you insight into reality, being able to see it more clearly. The climbing metaphor gives you structure for understanding how to operate in that environment, in that reality. Now, both of these metaphors give some insight in a general way of how to do work. But the metaphor I'm going to introduce in this lesson, the river metaphor, goes into specifically how to do that work. Now, work makes up the majority of your life, and how you engage in that work is going to determine the kind of life that you have and how effective you're going to be in it and how much joy you're going to experience. I covered the breathing metaphor in Warrior Lesson number 19, titled Shift Perception to Improve Seeing. Breathing has three aspects that give you insight into seeing reality clearly, both and acceptance. Breathing is a cycle that includes both inhaling and exhaling. You accept that reality includes both comfort and stress, either or commitment. The two aspects of inhaling and exhaling are completely different. They can't be done effectively at the same time. You commit to either inhaling or exhaling, either comfort, which is rest, or stress, which is activity. Neither nor focus on process. Breathing neither clings to inhaling nor rejects exhaling. Breathing moves continually between them. You process stress by neither rejecting stress nor grasping for comfort. You remain in an in-between state so stress can be processed. The climbing metaphor also has three aspects that give you structure for reality and how to operate in it. I covered them in three lessons. Warrior Lesson number 21, Goals, the first part of the climbing metaphor. Warrior Lesson number 22, Motivation, the second part of the climbing metaphor. Warrior Lesson number 23, Work, the third part of the climbing metaphor. Goals give you direction for your efforts. Without goals, you'll end up nowhere meaningful. Motivation moves you toward your goal. And it's important to be learning-based motivated as you're doing the work toward your goal. And work, the third part, this is what you do to achieve your goals. And it's important to do the work for its own sake so you can enjoy it. So breathing gives you insight into reality so you can see it clearly. Climbing gives you the structure, and both of these have a component for how to do work. For the breathing, it's neither nor focus on process, and for climbing, it's doing the work for its own sake. Now, the river metaphor helps you understand how to focus on the process as you're doing that work. Rivers are in a constant forward movement. They're constantly changing, moving, and flowing toward their goal. Rivers have three elements. Water. Water is the energy in the system. That energy, water, flows along the path of least resistance. River channel. The river channel adapts to the energy of the water. It doesn't resist how or where it's being eroded. It surrenders, in a sense, and allows the energy of the water to do its work, modifying the river channel as it flows. Intention. Gravity's steady pull creates an intention for movement. This intention gives the energy of the water a direction. The energy of the water flow modifies the river channel directed by this intention, and these align the river with reality without resisting it. So doing the work by the river is easy because it's following the path of least resistance through the channel. Life also is constantly moving forward. situations are changing all the time as you're doing the work toward achieving your goals. So be like the river so you can align with life. Your goal is to be an impeccable warrior. Your intention is to be awake and alert as a warrior in enemy territory. This intention focuses you on a process that gives you a direction toward your goal. It helps you use your attention more impeccably. Now flow with the required work to align with this intention. You flow and align with it by how you do that work. How you do work includes the third aspect of both the breathing and the climbing metaphors. The third elements are breathing, neither nor focus on process. Climbing, doing work for its own sake. To work effectively, you need to focus on it. Your intention is to focus on the process of learning. And that means you're processing a stressful event into comfort, something that's more comfortable for you. Now you can only do this in small increments, and you process that stress by having an experience. Taking these small steps increases your willingness to participate in this stressful event, and it also increases your joy for actually doing the work. Because remember, we're wanting to do the work for its own sake. If you take on too much stress, taking too big of a step, then you're going to resist engaging with it, and you'll tend to rush through the stress to get it over with or stall out in procrastination. To align with learning, you neither rush nor stall out. The river channel allows erosion and change to happen. So for you, allow yourself to adapt. You follow the path of least resistance. That's not being lazy, it's being smart because you have a goal that's directing your efforts and you don't want to exert any more energy or effort than is necessary for working toward your goal. You neither rush nor stall. You're in an in-between state, so you're not rushing to get it over with and you're not stalling out in procrastination. This helps you use your attention impeccably, to have it focused in the moment on the task. It allows your energy and attention to flow to do the necessary work. Doing work this way allows you to learn more quickly. You'll have more joy in doing the actual work. You're not trying to control the situation and how it's unfolding. Rather, you're developing an external locus of trust. You're able to trust how life is unfolding. Now, this helps you use your attention impeccably, which leads toward your goal of living as an impeccable warrior. Doing work allows you to learn. You learn by converting something that's stressful into something that becomes more comfortable through an experience. And you're adaptable so that you actually can convert this stress into comfort. So focus on doing the work for its own sake so you can enjoy it. Define the goal, set an intention on the process, and then focus on the path of least resistance, neither rushing nor stalling. That helps you adapt to the situation and trust how it's unfolding. Here's the drill. Know the goal. Be clear about the goal. This helps you make quicker course corrections because you know where you're going. Set an intention. Attention needs to be focused in the moment on the task. Heighten this by setting an intention to focus on the process, not the goal. Do the work. Smallest actionable step. The first requirement for doing work is being willing to participate. Taking on a small amount of stress increases your willingness. Therefore, identify the smallest actionable step you can take into stress. Neither rush nor stall. You need to flow with the unfolding of the greater situation. Notice if you're rushing, just wanting to get it over with. Notice if you're stalling by procrastinating. Get into an in-between state. Seek comfort in the present stress by relaxing into it. Convert stress into comfort. Focus on adapting yourself to the situation. Be flexible. Ground yourself by remaining in an observational state. Do this by focusing your attention on expanding your posture, breathing, and your senses. This helps you remain observant, present, and flexible so you can process the stress into comfort. Doing the work this way aligns you with the three metaphors. You're aligned with breathing because you're focused on neither rushing nor stalling. You're focused on the climbing metaphor because you're doing the work for its own sake. And you're aligned with the river metaphor because you let attention flow toward the process so you can learn.